Friends, this story goes back to the year 1999. On a high mountain located on the border between Argentina and Chile, a group of researchers was present. They were on a mission to search for ancient mummies. After 3 days of continuous effort, on March 16, 1999, the researchers made a shocking discovery: 3 human graves on the mountain. These graves belonged to 2 girls and 1 boy. Along with them, gold and silver vessels and statues were also found. Among the 3 mummies, one was in such extraordinary condition that it looked as if the girl could open her eyes at any moment. She appeared to be around 13 years old. This mummy was later given the name La Doncella, but many questions arose. Who was this girl? How did these 3 children reach such a great height? And what exactly happened to them? Friends, this story will truly leave you stunned. The leader of the research team was a man named Johann Reinhard. He firmly believed that these mountains hid mummies that had been preserved for centuries due to extreme cold temperatures. He had tried to climb this mountain before with his team, but had failed. The mountain's name was Lulaileko. Reaching this place was extremely difficult. Winds were blowing at speeds of 110 kilometers per hour, and the temperature had dropped to -40 degrees Celsius. Despite these brutal conditions, the team did not give up. Eventually, they reached an altitude of 21,700 feet. It took them 4 days to complete the journey. Soon after, they began discovering the mummies one by one. The mummies were buried about 5 feet deep into the mountain, as if they had been left there to die. Their condition was so remarkable that they are considered among the best preserved mummies in the world. Their internal organs were perfectly intact. Even frozen blood was still present inside their hearts. The children had frozen before dehydration could occur, which is why their organs remained so well preserved. Now the real question was, why were these children brought here and how? To find the answer, we must go back 500 years. At that time, this region was ruled by the Inca Empire, which existed in South America. The Incas followed a religion known as the Inca religion, in which they worshipped the sun, the moon, and the earth as gods. They believed that to please their gods, child sacrifice was necessary. As disturbing as it sounds, this practice was a part of their religious beliefs. Whenever a sacrifice was required, permission was first taken from the emperor. Then children were selected from across the empire. There were strict selection rules. The children had to come from powerful and influential families. They had to be physically perfect and healthy. After selection, the children were taken to the empire's capital, Cusco, where religious rituals were performed to purify them. They were then taken to the summits of high mountains, where they were given alcohol and coca leaves to make them unconscious. A pit was dug, and the children were left there, after which the pit was sealed with stones. The Incas believed that although the children would die, their spirits would watch over them from the mountains forever, and in return, the gods would protect their empire. Surprisingly, the children themselves did not resist this fate. They believed that being sacrificed was a great honor. Scientific research later confirmed that these 3 children were also sacrificed according to the same ritual and were buried along with gold and silver vessels and statues. After research, the mummies were handed over to the Museum of High-Altitude Archaeology, located in Argentina. However, this discovery later sparked a controversy. The indigenous people of the region, who had lived there for hundreds of years, claimed that these mummies were sacred to them. They argued that the mummies were part of their history and culture, and displaying them in a museum for profit was deeply disrespectful. They demanded that the mummies be returned to them. Eventually it was decided that no more mummies would ever be brought down from these mountains. It is believed that even today, there are at least 40 more mummies still hidden in those mountains, sleeping forever beneath the ice.